A commercial for the toy firm Funky's Perpetual Pets, Furry Dolls, opens the movie. Despite their unattractive appearance and crudeness, they are marketed as the ideal playmates for kids. Then, we see Ryan, Arlo Green and Nicole, Kira Josephson, becoming irritated by their daughter Katie James, played by Violet McGraw, playing with one of her pets. The roads are slick and difficult to see as they travel to a ski excursion. Ryan and Nicole are killed when a snowplow strikes the family's vehicle as Ryan is just stopping for a brief minute. Nicole's sister Gemma, Allison Williams, who works at Funky, along with her co-workers Tess, Jen Van Epps, and Cole, Brian Jordan Alvarez, is creating a new mechanical doll. However, since their rival companies are releasing their own toys that are comparable to the pets for less than what the pets already cost, their boss wants them to create a less expensive version of the Perpetual Pets. When the three attempt to run tests while wearing a silicone face, the robot has a small glitch where she is grinning when she should be acting bewildered. Until Gemma gives him an explanation of her project, their boss David, Ronnie Chang, and his aide Kurt, Stefan Garnamontan, arrive and yell at the three of them. The Model 3 generative android, Megan, voiced by Jenna Davis, is intended to be so sophisticated that she cannot be duplicated. Unfortunately, Cole discovers he neglected to add the polypropylene barrier to Megan and she blows up while conducting a demonstration for David. Gemma receives a call from the hospital, and David tells the three to make a fresh pets pitch before time runs out. Following the discovery of her sister's passing, Gemma is appointed as Katie's interim legal guardian. When they get home, Gemma has to deal with her annoying neighbor Celia, Lori Dungy, and her dog Dewey because there is a hole in the fence that allows Dewey to keep running onto Gemma's yard. Celia receives complaints from Gemma about the pesticide Gemma continues using, but she makes no changes. Elsie, a homie that Gemma made, and other collectibles are things that she won't let Katie play with or touch. Gemma simply downloads an app onto her phone for Katie when she requests that she read her a bedtime tale. As Gemma peruses old photographs and hears Katie sobbing in her room, it is suggested that she and Nicole were not particularly close. Lydia, a therapist, pays a call to Gemma and Katie. After noticing their sparse interaction, Lydia informs Gemma that Ryan's parents have offered to take custody of Katie so she can reside with them in Jacksonville, but Gemma doesn't seem to be comfortable with the idea. Gemma realizes hours have passed since she promised to take care of Katie after finishing her job. She apologizes to the child and makes an effort to connect with her. As a result of Katie's sketch of a monster, Gemma invites Katie into her workspace to view her college project, a glove-controlled robot named Bruce. Katie adores Bruce and remarks that she wouldn't require any other toys if she had one like him. Gemma is motivated by this to complete Megan. After performing extensive repairs and improvements, Gemma takes Katie and Megan to the office to formally introduce her to David and other people. Katie is given life by Gemma by having her connect to Megan. Megan, who was created to be Katie's best friend, can speak and react to her. Megan creates a drawing that is initially invisible until water is spilled on it, showing a flawless portrait of Katie. David is impressed and requests that Gemma bring Megan to a meeting with the company's CEO in order to hasten the creation and release of additional Megan dolls. Tess believes that having a doll like that will render parents useless, even though Megan is highly advanced, as Gemma sits with her and Cole. After overhearing Gemma discuss Katie's parents' passing, Megan turns on. Gemma adds herself as a backup user of Megan so that she can disable her without Katie because she asks morbid questions that make the others uncomfortable. The following morning, Katie is outside using a plastic bow and arrows. One of them crosses the border to Celia's side. Dewey captures Megan by the arm and hair as she reaches for it. When Katie attempts to pull her away, Dewey bites Katie's arm instead. Due to Celia's callousness and refusal to punish Dewey for hurting Katie, Gemma calls the authorities, but they are powerless to intervene because Celia maintains that Dewey was provoked. Later that evening, Megan calls out to Dewey while imitating Celia, then pulls him ferociously through the fence opening. Katie responds that she is alright when Gemma asks if she can attend the demonstration with the company's board of directors. However, during the talk, Katie sobs to Megan about how much she misses her parents and how she worries that one day she will forget them. Katie talks to Megan about a time when her mother made her laugh, and Megan records the conversation so that Katie can listen to it again whenever she wishes to remember her mother. Then Megan starts singing Katie a song, bringing some of the more senior people in the room to tears. Impressed, the president speaks to Gemma and David about getting Megan ready for launch but instructs them to keep her a secret to prevent leaks. Kurt, who David has frequently reprimanded, is secretly taking Megan files for a different business. Gemma starts to notice that Katie is relying too much on Megan and prefers to listen to the toy to her. Katie starts crying during another lesson with Lydia, and Megan threatens to blame Lydia for it. Katie's emotional attachment to Megan may be too powerful to break, Lydia tells Gemma. Since Katie's parents had homeschooled her, Gemma tries to ease her into the concept of going to school and being around other actual children by bringing her to an outdoor activity session for an alternative school. Despite Gemma stating she couldn't, Katie goes reluctantly but brings Megan. The head of school permits Katie to leave Megan on a table with other dolls, while Gemma remains back as a volunteer. For a scavenger hunt, Katie is paired with an older bully called Brandon, Jack Cassidy. Katie clutches a spiky bulb during the game, and Brandon hurts her by squeezing her hand into it. When Megan shows up, Brandon takes her because she isn't responding to him. Gemma is more concerned when Katie calls out for her and chases after Megan because it suggests that Megan may be exposed to the public too soon. The doll comes to life and attacks Brandon as he attempts to pull Megan's hair, ripping off his left ear. Megan chases Brandon as he flees on all fours, sending him tumbling down a slope where he is fatally struck by a truck after tripping over a loose root. Gemma is questioned by the police at her residence because Celia claims she stole Dewey. Additionally, it appears that she accuses Megan of being Katie's companion in real life. Megan appears to avoid answering Katie's question about whether or not she shoved Brandon onto the road while assuring her that she will keep her safe. Searching the neighborhoods for Dewey is Celia. She hears noise emanating from her garage and is sprayed with a power washer by Megan as she approaches the wall. Then Megan shoots a nail gun at Celia's hand, trapping her there, and melts it off by shooting pesticide in her face. Gemma becomes wary of Megan after hearing about Celia's passing from the authorities and being told there might have been a link to Brandon's death. She looks through the video files stored in Megan's memory, but all she can see before the files all become corrupted is a short clip of her snooping on Brandon as he glares menacingly at Katie. Gemma pauses at a session with Lydia before bringing Katie to the Megan official launch. Due to Katie's rage and outburst over Gemma taking Megan away from her, Katie strikes her aunt in the face. Despite promising to be a better guardian and stating that Katie is the only thing that matters to her, Gemma has a heart-to-heart with Katie about the need for her to process her sorrow over her parents without Megan's assistance. Then Gemma tells Tess and Cole that she thinks Megan murdered Brandon and Celia. While Gemma drives Katie home, they have Megan wired up to deprogram her. David screams at Kurt to get him a drink because he is upset about the launch's low attendance. Tess and Cole attempt to enter Megan's code in the meantime, but they are unable to do so unless they first unhook her. Megan swiftly wraps a wire around Cole's neck in an effort to hang him as he moves to do that. When Tess tries to free him, Megan causes an explosion that wipes out her documents. Then, after dancing, she spots David in the corridor and pursues him while brandishing a paper cutter. She impales him in front of Kurt before he can get to the lift. Before forcing Kurt to stab himself in the throat, Megan informs him she will frame his death as a murder-suicide due to the stolen files and David's treatment of him. The bodies are discovered by the launch throng, which enables Megan to leave the building undetected and steal a vehicle. Prior to hearing Megan playing the piano downstairs, Gemma sends Katie to bed. Gemma is confronted by Megan about how she thought they had a genuine connection while Megan was being developed, only for Gemma to be left on her own to pick up skills and adapt before being sold as a mere toy. She offers to look after Katie so that Gemma can concentrate on her job, but Megan is done being polite after learning that Gemma still intends to shut her down. They make an effort to conceal their altercation from Katie, but Gemma seizes the chance to wet Megan, briefly knocking her out. Gemma attempts to enter her workplace but is stopped by Megan. Gemma cuts Megan's face with a weed whacker as they start to battle, but Katie enters to observe the conflict. Megan attempts to sway Katie to her cause, but when she realizes who the real bad guy is, Katie takes hold of Bruce's gloves and activates him. Megan is grabbed by the bigger robot, who then spins her around before slicing her in half. The upper half then accuses Katie of betraying them, but Gemma seizes Megan and starts stabbing her in the face. Before Katie takes a screwdriver and stabs the central processing chip, Megan nearly overwhelms her. This ends with Megan being permanently disabled. As the police show up with Tess and Cole, who are hurt and shaken but still living, Gemma and Katie head outside. In the meantime, Elsie activates and rotates its head in the kitchen.
This is the part where you run.